Om. Namaste. Hope all are happy. Today many of you may be expecting some inputs on Amavasya Tarpana, the simple way of offering the ritual to our forefathers. Before we start the Tarpana procedure in our life, especially those who have not at all started, who were not knowing that they need to offer Tarpanam, and those who thought that they cannot offer Tarpanam to the parents, those who feel this way, that way, but till date, those members have not been offering Tarpanam to any of their departed Pitrus. This being the case, before we start, we will have to take some sankalpa, and that sankalpa needs to be approved by our own self or our own Pitrus. This information I am giving you because most of the YouTube members and most of our WhatsApp members are now become one in one with all the members, understanding the nitty-gritties of various, the path of spiritual, the way of leading a spiritual life, the way of mending ourselves, the way of understanding the things, those come in our way, how do we respond to it, all such many things in these years, every individual of us have known from various sources. We have uploaded many such videos in order to bring more and more awareness. Keeping all these things in mind, when we start the Amavasya Tarpanam, it should not be a shock to the forefathers who did not get any of the offerings hitherto. For example, if we feel that at one place we don't get any offerings, we don't get any respect, we are not invited, we are not taken for any participation in any function, any rituals, we do not turn to that side. Most of the persons, they are more comfortable with their friends rather than their relatives. This is because the kind of reception, the kind of treatment, the kind of accommodation, the kind of assimilation, and the kind of adjustment they have seen themselves with friends or the relatives. In the same way, Pitrus, when we offer the offerings to them in the form of ritual, they must be ready to accept it also. So, in order to do that, we wanted to delay the Pitru Tarpana by another month. In between, we wanted to give you some very important tips so that you are totally equipped with the requirements and your offerings are wholeheartedly accepted by the Pitrus. These are all not found in any of the scriptures, procedures or books, but I am giving this as has been revealed by Babaji, which has got very valid reasons. Now, those who wanted to offer Pitru Tarpana, first take a call that you wanted to offer every month, spending about 10 to 15 minutes. You do not want to discontinue after starting it. I have been doing ever since my father passed away. Once the sampradaya and tradition required from when I should start, from that day I have been invariably performing, but As I have been initiated into the Upanayanam before the marriage, I have to follow certain rigid rituals. Those rituals, all those members whom I am guiding need not do and will not be possible for them to do it also. So I am not touching upon those Vedic procedures which are elaborate. When you are not able to do independently, then you will have to appoint a Prohit. The Prohit should be available nearer to you. You should be willing to come. The time, place, and the availability of resources and Prohits, all things are to be matched. If it is not happening, then it will be a kind of disturbance within our mind. Taking all these things into consideration, I have proposed a very simple way in English itself, the simple procedures invoking the Pitrus and offering Tilatarpana to them the way we want it, the way Mahavatar Babaji has conveyed to me, the way Mahavatar Babaji guided me, I will be guiding it. So before starting your Amavasya Tarpana, make your mind steadfast that come what may, irrespective of anything, I will continue offering to my Pitrus invariably every Amavasya day. Number 2, you will not see any distinction as a male and female. Number 3, you have not been offering Tilatarpanam hitherto, but want to commence it sincerely from the next Amavasya. With these conditions, we will start. Before you begin your Amavasya Tarpanam, you will have to seek permission from your Pitrus. We have initiated ourselves into Samyama and we have given so many important videos on Samyama as well as various inputs taking reference of various experience of various persons out of their experience how the buds started blossoming in their life, how the divinity accepted them and how the divinity made them a light in many persons' lives. Invoking one or other video of Samyama during this month, next month when Amavasya comes, when you are involving yourself in Tilatarpanam, before that you get experience of some of the Samyamas during the Samyama, during the Dhyana or during the Kamavakash Japam or during Akshara Mala Dhyana, mentally before commencing the Dhyana meditation, put your sincere appeal before your departed parents and their parents and their parents. When you sit in Dhyana, you will get message whether they are eagerly waiting for your Tilatarpana or they are not interested in the Tilatarpana or they have reached the abode where they are supposed to reach. If they had reached, you need not do it. But don't label that they have reached. Sincerely find out whatever is your experience. If you feel that you want to offer Tilatarpanam to your forefathers, it comes from next month. Before that, at the time of offering the Tilatarpana in the next coming Amavasya, the moment the video is started, you should not be running here and there searching for the articles what I have described. In order to avoid all such things, I am describing you some of the important articles which you need to keep at your disposal. By keeping these articles in your possession before commencement of the Tilatarpana, your total concentration can be thrown on the ritual itself instead of wandering here and there for search of the articles what I have listed. In order to avoid this disturbance and experience, I am giving you a list of things that need to be known by you, list of things that need to be obtained by you. You can note down. Keep a wooden platform. That platform is to disconnect you from any electrical discharge. The wooden platform can be of size of 1.5 feet by 2.5 feet, or approximately this way or that way, so that it will have a elevated platform on which you will be sitting. If you find it very difficult to sit on the floor, in front of you, you can keep a plastic stool to that size. If you are keeping a plastic stool in front of you, in that case, to keep your articles and water jug, etc., you need to keep one more wooden plank on the plastic stool or table, whatever you are going to use. Ultimately, there will be 2 wooden planks or 1 wooden plank, as the case may be, as you may require. When you sit on the wooden plank, you will always be facing east direction. One pot made of copper, brass or silver, any of these 3 metals, you can get a pot which usually holds approximately 1 to 1.5 liters of pure water. A 9 inches or 10 to 11 inches dia, a copper plate. The plate can be brass, copper or silver, as you may like. Durba grass or darba grass, straight cut into 6 inches, approximately 6 to 7 inches. A bundle, you keep it with you. In puja shops, this will be available to you. You can buy very small amount of money, they will ask. You can keep it with you. I am showing you photo also. Another thing is, they call it as kurcham or kurcha. The same durba grass bent and tied in a different position. That also I will show you here how it has to be done, how it is done, and these are all readily available for 5 rupees and 10 rupees. 2 numbers you should have for each Amavasya. One represents your forefathers from your father's side, one represents your forefathers from your mother's side. 2 kurchas. Then pavitram, the same durba gas made into pavitram, which will be worn on the right hand ring finger. That also I will show you at the time how it has to be worn, and this also readily available for 5 rupees or so in the puja shops. Buy and keep with you black til, black sesame seeds. Do not buy too much the sesame seed and stock it at home. You buy only 50-gram packet, that will come for about 3 or 4 months. Many times it won't stay for longer time. One set of holy Panchapatra set. It will contain about 100 ml holding small cup like, one small plate and one spoon. I will show you in the photograph also. These 3 vessels put together are called Panchapatra. I have already mentioned 1 to 1.5 liter pure water. These are the only things which you need for your Amavasya Tarpanam. How to identify when is Amavasya? You see the Amavasya Tithi. Amavasya is a Tithi, not Nakshatra. Whenever you see the calendar, if Amavasya is falling on 2 different dates, on which date Amavasya Tarpanam to be performed is a confusion to many persons, including to many Brahmins. It is a very simple way of identifying. Amavasya is a Tithi, not a Nakshatra. Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, these are all Nakshatras or stars. Whereas the Tithis are Amavasya, Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, like that it will go. So Amavasya will be indicated up to what time it operates in the calendar or Panchanga. When it is indicated in the Panchanga, always assume at the time of sunset, Amavasya Tithi should be present. For example, if Amavasya takes around 11:30 in the morning today and it extends up to 4 o'clock tomorrow, the Amavasya Tarpanam should be offered today, not tomorrow. Maybe today it is 11 o'clock it has started, but today sunset time Amavasya is present. So Amavasya Tithi to be considered as today, not tomorrow. Whereas when we calculate the nakshatra, at the time of sunrise, that particular nakshatra should have already taken birth. That is how this has to be calculated. Apart from this, we must know the gotra of our father, gotra of our mother's father. Mother's gotra is changed after she gets married to our father. So mother's father gotra will be different. Mother's gotra will be changing to our father's gotra after her marriage with our father. So we should know the gotra of our father and our mother's father. Mother's father's gotra is invoked for offering to Pitrus of mother's side. Father's gotra is invoked for offering Pitrus of father's side. Apart from knowing the gotra of mother and father, in some cases we may not be knowing the gotra of father or mother, or in some families they would not be following the gotra system, or they would not have been educated about their gotras. In such case, if you are predominantly worshipper of Shiva, take Shiva gotra. If you are predominantly worshipper of Rama, Krishna or Vishnu, then take Vishnu gotra. That's how it is to be accounted. Then you should know your father's name and your mother's name. If your mother is alive, then you cannot do Tarpanam to your mother. At that time, the first person whom you will be offering on female is your father's mother. That is how it starts. Okay. Now, you should know your father's name, your mother's name, your father's father and mother's name, your father's grandfather and grandmother's name. On mother's side, you must know your mother's father name and his wife, your mother's father's father and his wife, your mother's father's grandfather and his wife. These 6 members' names are to be known. In case if your mother's father is alive and your mother's mother is not alive, in that case also you cannot offer Tarpanam to your mother's father or mother's mother. Then you should start from your mother's grandfather and his wife, and his father and his wife, and his father and his wife. 3 generations you will have to do it. I think you have understood it. The first Pitru on father's side, that is the departed father, referred to as Vasu Swarupam. Father's father will be referred to as Rudra Swarupam. Father's grandfather will be referred to as Aditya Swarupam. In the same way, departed mother, the first Pitru for whom you are offering, will be referred to as the Vasu Swarupam. The second female to whom on father side we are offering will be referred to as Rudra Swarupam, and the third female Pitru to whom we will offer Tarpanam will be referred to as Aditya Swarupam. Same way, mother side also, they will be referred to as Vasu Swarupam, Rudra Swarupam and Aditya Swarupam. Keep this information ready with you. Note down in a notebook. When we meet, I will issue Pitru Tarpanam YouTube video well in advance for the next Amavasya. Take important points as notes and keep it ready with you so that the interested members, those who want to participate, can go through the forthcoming video just 2 or 3 days before I will issue. You can go through once or twice, understand, get the things ready with you so that you are ready to perform Pitru Tarpanam to your forefathers from a very auspicious Amavasya. All the very best. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.